Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got for you a brand new BabeNail Polygel kit review. It's a brand new company and kit. I'm going to be doing these temperature changing polygel nails. So getting right into it, this is what the kit comes with. And while I'm looking over these brochures that come with it that have all the instructions, I do just want to remind you to hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss a video, and make sure to hit the like button if you liked the video. So we've got 6 different polygels here. We've got Apricot, which is a color change, Misty Rose, and Dark Pink are also color changing. And then we've got the clear, the white, and this one is called Soften Pink. I am going to do a swatch of each of these for you guys so you can see what they all look like. So these are the dual forms, and you get 10 sizes, 1 through 10. And then you get regular forms and a 100-180 grit file, some beautiful glitter, your base coat and your top coat, and of course the standard polygel brush. I don't really use the picker for it. I just kind of put the gel directly into the dual form or on the paper form or on my nail, however. So starting out, I'm starting with the Misty Rose color, which is a color changing one that is clear when it's warm and red when it is cold. Then we've got the Dark Pink, which is milky white when it's warm and purple when it's cold. And this is the one that I'll be using on my set today. Apricot is milky when warm and orange when cold. And then this is the Soften Pink. I think I'll use this color next time when I do my polygel nails, because this color is gorgeous, guys. Watch. So pretty, right? It's not a general pink color. And then this clear is super, like, glass clear. One of the clearest polygels that I have seen. The only thing is that these do have quite a bit of stick to them, so I used a Yayoge slip solution rather than alcohol, and it did help a lot. But you'll definitely want a slip solution. If you don't have any, Yayoge's is the cheapest that you'll find, and I will include my discount code for you here. It's always down in the description box as well, and that way you can get it for super cheap and have it for your real sticky polygels. So starting out, I'm just gonna work the base gel into my nails. I am just using a very thin amount, scraping off both sides of the brush and then really massaging it into the nails so that way we get some good adhesion. I did also prep my nails, buffed them, removed the cuticle, and then also did apply a dehydrator and primer. And then once you do the base coat, you cure for 45 to 60 seconds in an LED lamp. Because this was such a thin layer, I just did 45 seconds. And then I measured my dual forms out, and now I'm just going to go in and apply it. So the way I'm doing this is different than what a lot of people do. I wanted to use both the dual forms and the paper forms. So what I'm doing is, I don't have a free edge on my nails right now, so I'm just creating a very small enhancement to create a free edge so that I can then use paper forms to go up under that free edge and build the nail out the way I wanted. I originally was going to go with an almond shape, but these ended up being more of a Almondetto shape. I like the straighter sidewalls. I don't like the rounded sidewalls that a classic almond would have. So I think that's why I went with a more kind of Almondetto. Definitely not just a stiletto, because the tips are not super pointed. They are more rounded. So I'm just going to show you 2 nails. It's just unnecessary to show you the entire hand, and I didn't want the video to be excessively long. So after you work the polygel into the dual form, you press it on, make sure there are no air bubbles, and then I clean up the sidewalls and cuticle area if necessary, if any leaked out. Because I'm just creating a really small enhancement here to create that free edge, it's such a minimal amount of polygel, so none ended up coming out the sides, so it wasn't necessary. And then you flip it over and make sure that there's not any like kind of coming up underneath your nail or like touching the skin too much. So you just want to smooth it out so that way you don't have to do any excessive filing with an e-file afterwards. So once I get the product applied to all my nails, then I'm just going to go in and file them into shape. I am just going to round off the corners so that it'll be easier to get that form on and not have any corners poking out when I apply the additional polygel. Now on my other hand, I don't like using forms all the time on my other hand, since it's my non-dominant hand that I'm working with. So on my other hand, I just use the dual forms to build the nail out completely. I use the dual forms again for the second layer to build the product up, because when I'm working with my non-dominant hand, it is harder for me to pat the gel down and get a smooth surface, so it ends up being more lumpy, especially when you've got a polygel like this that's really sticky. So I just used the dual form again to create that second layer, and it worked extremely well. So I would definitely recommend giving that a try if you guys don't like working with paper forms, or if you don't want to build up that second layer with the brush and the product. So go ahead and try using dual forms to add that second layer to add the structure and strength of the nail. It worked wonderfully for me. So now I'm just applying my paper forms, and then I'm going to apply the product right onto the nail and form it into that. One thing I will say about this polygel is that even though the structure was built up plenty, I did not feel that the nails would have lasted. I had one that broke twice, and I had to reapply it 3 times. It's the ring finger on my right hand, which my right hand is my dominant hand. So to have a ring finger break, though, is very strange. Normally, if you have cracking or breaking, it's going to be in more of like your dominant fingers, like your pointer, your middle finger, or your thumb. I've never had a ring finger break before. So after that happened for the second time and I reapplied it for the third time, I started kind of feeling all of the nails and kind of just pushing down, pushing up around the tip area to see if any stress was going to create cracks, and I didn't feel that this was a strong enough polygel to last for 3 weeks like I would want it to. So what I ended up doing was using Yayoge clear polygel to cap all of the nails. I did have to file them down just a little bit because, like I said, the structure was built up nicely and I didn't want them to be overly thick or bulky. So I did file them down a little bit, and then I capped them with clear Yayoge polygel, and now I have no problems. I've had these on already for 4 days, and I've had no cracks at all. On my ring finger, in the end shots, you'll see on that hand where my natural nail is, it's more clear than the other nails, and that's because I knew I was going to cap it with the Yayoge clear polygel. So I just kept the product really thin, and I should have made it a little bit thicker so that it matched the other nails, but I went a little thin with it.
Here we go, it's all about you, it's all about me, it's all about what we do. Making art, you and me. Trying to find something to believe, because I'm running wild, I ain't running free. Still got a lot of shit left to see. Stuck in this town, and
But anyways, getting back to what I'm doing, I'm just applying the form to the second nail that I'm going to show you, and then I'll squeeze the polygel onto the nail. And I like to start with the free edge. I kind of pat that out first, and then I'll work it back onto the cuticle. You can see I'm just kind of struggling a bit with this form. I was trying to get it to sit up flush with the enhancement I'd already created, and I kind of created it at a, I don't know, it was just the way the dual forms were angled. It allowed those short free edges to kind of tip up a little bit. Definitely not the right angle, so going in with the paper forms here really did correct that angle, and then I ended up filing underneath with my e-file and a really small bit just to level out, because you could see where one part was higher and one part was lower, so it looked kind of strange. But once I filed it, now it's fine. So this polygel was really easy to work with. It's not too soft to where it's going to run all into your cuticle and sidewalls, but it's not so hard that you've got to push with an extreme amount of pressure. So it's kind of like an in-between. Just use that slip solution and you'll be set. So I'm just finishing off with a top coat. This was before I used the clear Yayoge polygel, so this was just the BabeNails polygel that I'm top coating here. And now this is where I have it capped with the clear Yayoge polygel. I love how these nails look. I love how they are most of the time white around the finger and purple up at the tip. But let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you plan on picking up this set. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!